Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here, and as you can see, the subject this time is of an old crane, something that you might find on any quayside, mid 20th century, something like that. So it would go quite nicely with any diorama that you have with your military vehicles, which is what I want to do. I'd like to make a harbour diorama. But I need to make this first before I do that. So the next video will be of completing the diorama. So anyway, this is the crane, as you can see, a fully working model, and the top swivels round as well. So let's get into the video, and I will show you exactly how I went about making it. Okay, so it will be in three sections. There'll be the cabin, where the guy operates the crane. There'll be the crane itself, and then the legs that the whole thing stands on. So we'll deal with the cabin first. As usual, 2mm cardboard. If you can't get 2mm, stick 3 pieces of cardboard packaging together. That will give you 2mm. So that's the shape we want. I'll give you an idea of what I mean. So that will be the shape of it, with a domed curved roof at the top there. Door to get in, window and window. And this will be where the mechanism for the crane comes out. Okay, so that's what we want to achieve. Size wise, I've made side back. So each side is 3 inches or 76mm. So 76mm across there. 2 1/4 inches or 57mm across there. And obviously the same there and the same there. And the height I've made 3 inches or 76mm. Okay, so when you've done that, score down these lines here, and you can bend it round, and all you've got to do then is glue one edge, and you've already got your cabin. Don't worry about the edges, because they're going to be clad with these lollipop sticks or popsicle sticks. So I've cut these down to this size, and they will go all around the cabin like that. So it'll be completely clad in this wooden. It'll be a wooden cabin, which is what they were made of. Okay, for the bottom, and to keep it square as well anyway, I shall insert this. This will be in the bottom. I don't know if you're familiar with how gun turrets turn on a model tank, but I shall use the same principle. So that will be glued into the bottom there, and then when I make the legs, this will be this will be affixed to the top of the legs, so that I can sit that onto the circle like that, and the cabin will turn like so. This piece goes across there to fit into these lugs here either side. Pretty simple. Of course I've got to adjust it a little bit, so it'll swing. Now it goes inside. It'll swing like that. Okay, and this thing here will keep it in place. Okay, easy enough, I think. So I'll go ahead and finish off the cabin, glue that up, put the doors and windows in, the roof on, and this bit at the bottom, clad it all over, and then we'll come back and we'll do the crane itself. Okay, so I've got my cabin made up, just glued down one edge to put it all together, and got my bottom in. painted it green, and it just sanded over the green paint just to weather it a little. Okay, and then a very thin card over the top for the roof. So very, very simple and effective way. All my lollipop sticks, of course, all the way around. Okay, so that's the cabin. Now we need the crane itself. So a piece of card, position just up from the bottom and almost to the top of the roof of the cabin, and that kind of angle and shape. So that length there is 9 inches or 23 centimeters. Obviously that length is slightly shorter, but once you've got a piece of card up against the cabin like that, then you'll find whatever angle you want the the crane to be. There'll be a center point there where you can just join those two lines up. So it's just, well, let me explain. With a piece of card like that, then you'll decide somewhere around here where you want your point to be, and from that point then draw a line down to there and draw a line down to there until you end up with that shape, and then just a bit of a radius on the end. Okay, so 2 of those like that, and then you'll need to mark out the how it's constructed. These cross members, it's just a crisscross of angled metal. That's the technical term I believe they use. So it's just a crisscross of metal joists, beams that make up the shape of the crane. So I've divided it into 4, and then just put these crisscrosses in. I've got to cut now all these shapes out. It's not going to take too long. Nice sharp knife, cut all those shapes out on both sides, and then it's going to be that wide at the back, and then come almost to a point there. So there'll be another piece of card like that, and again, where is it? Mark it out and cut out all the crisscrosses to make up how the crane is actually made up. If I cut all these out and stick it all together, you'll see pretty much what I mean. Okay, so I've got a lot of cutting to do. I only need to do one and then put that as a template and then just mark around. I don't need to mark everyone out. So I'll do that, come back, and we'll see what the next bit is. So I finished the crane itself off, those 4 pieces of card that I showed you, with all this design marked out on. Just cut out all these triangles. Admittedly it takes a bit of time, but that's what model making is. It's a hobby and it's supposed to take your time. So we've got that all glued together, and we've got the right shape at the end there and the right shape this end. So there's the crane. For the pulley wheel, I just used 2 washers and then a smaller nylon washer in the middle. It doesn't turn, but you could make it turn if you wanted to. Just drill through there with a little axle through there, but it doesn't necessarily have to turn. So there we are. That's the crane itself. I've made a little hook that will, if I could show you, that will dangle down there. I need to find some thin thread that will go from the hook up there around the pulley wheel and out to the top of the shed there. So I've yet to find some thin thread to do that with. The bottom, this is the top part now of the legs. I've fixed the piece of card that I cut out from this hole, fix that onto this base here, so that when I put that onto easy, when I put that, get in, oh dear me, oh wait, there we are. When I put that in there and turn it, it's not going to come out, so I'm not going to be able to lift that off, and will be able to turn that around if I so wished. So that will be it'll be a working model. How about that? Okay, so with that base then, if I can get it out, I need to put the legs on this bit. So I've made one leg, and I'll show you how I did it. So it'll be at an angle, obviously, and that will sit in the corner like that. So that will be one leg. Okay, and what I've done, you need 4 pieces of card, and I've made mine 1.5 inches or 38 millimeters wide, and what was it? 3/4 of an inch wide at the top. So you need to find the center mark and then measure 3/8 of an inch either side. Okay, and then make that shape like that. So it's gone from an inch and, what did I say? Inch, I forget so quickly. 1.5 inch wide there, down to 3/4 of an inch wide there, and then cut the taper like so. And then you need a center line. So work out the center there, and that's where you're going to score the line. So you'll be able to fold that, okay, like that, or that way up actually. And then you don't necessarily have to, but I've cut this section out as well, just to keep it in keeping with the rest of the crane. So just it looks a little bit complicated. Looks a bit complicated, but that's the shape I need to cut out. So I'll cut down there and cut down there, score down there, and then cut these triangles, long triangles out there, and it will give me 4 of those. For the angle, it all depends on how far you measure down from the end. I've measured just 1/4 of an inch, or 6 millimeters from the edge. So from the edge I measured down 6 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch, and then cut that out, cut that shape out. That will then give you the angle of the legs. So obviously less than 1/4 of an inch will give you a shallower angle, and more than 1/4 inch will give you a too big an angle, I think. And also at this end as well, that they need to be cut accordingly. So we need 4 of these. I'll stick them on there. When the 4 legs are on, I'll put some braces in there. There's the same kind of crisscross section that I did in the crane. So a couple of brace pieces there, and then a crisscross there, and the same all the way around. Okay, I think I've explained that as best I can. So I'll go ahead, finish all 4 legs, stick them onto my base, and I shall paint them the same, or spray them with this red oxide or primer red. It gives a good, it would be so much easier than trying to paint all in between, unless you pre-paint it before you assemble it. But it's so much easier to spray it with this primer red to give it that rusty colour, and you can get all inside and everywhere you need to. So I'll do the same with the legs as well. Then come back, and hopefully if I found some thread, it will be complete. So I'll be back in just one moment. So I finished the base off. I made those other 3 legs and fixed them onto the base there, you know, the bit with the circles, so I'm able to turn that round quite easily now. I don't think I told you the length of the leg. I made them 6 inches long, or 15 centimeters. So that's the length of the leg there. And then with the cross members, I used the same as the popsicle sticks or the lollipop sticks that I made the cladding in. I just put those across there. Okay, so that's the base done. Now, for the gantry and the steps leading up, I think I would need a separate video to explain how to make those. It's quite self-explanatory, really. Just a block of 2mm card there, and these are pieces of card with the middle cut out, and you can see the shape of the steps like that. Again, all 2mm card, and the steps as well. It's just working out the angles to get the angles right, and the angle of the steps. So I think if you can see the finished item, if you were going to make one, you could see how basically I did it, I hope. So anyway, that's the crane finished, and I managed to get some twine, and we've got some packing cases. So what would normally happen is this end would go down into the cabin for the thing to be hauled, for the goods to be hauled up and down. But of course I can't get in the cabin, so we've got that going on. So fully working model of a crane. And of course, once you've got it onto a diorama, you're not going to be playing although I play for hours with it, you're not going to be playing around with it like that, or turning your cabin around all the time. It was just a little feature that I thought I could add. Anyway, there we are. One old crane, as you might find in the 1940s and on a harbour or train station somewhere. Okay, so in the next video I will make the diorama for it. I'm not quite sure of the design yet, but there'll be a rail line at the back there and just the edge of a quay here. I've got no ship or boat or anything, so I'm gonna have to assume that there is some kind of boat on the river. Anyway, we'll see when we get to it. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. For some reason, things have gone completely berserk this last month. Everything has gone up by hundreds of thousands. Watch hours have gone up, and subscribers have gone up quite substantially. So I don't know what I must be doing something right. Anyway, but please subscribe. We need even more. Click the like button, click the notification bell. You could even click the thanks button if you so desire. Buy me some more lollipop sticks. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next, and we'll see how we get on with the diorama. In between time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.